What's up, my bass singing friends? Matt Fouch here. Bass Singing Central. If it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button. I'm so glad that you decided to click this video, watch, and I hope that this is a great resource on this channel for all of you guys. I'm outside today at the studio here in Nashville where Legacy 5 is doing some recording. This is actually, if you've watched any of my music videos, you may recognize this wall back here and these trees, maybe. This is where I cut the Wayfaring Stranger music video, and right over, the sun is gonna mess this up, but right over there, in those woods over there, is where I did the music video for God's Gonna Cut You Down. So for you guys that are watching, you guys are into all this stuff. That's where I hit the G1 in that song. So that was over there. Wayfaring Stranger was right over here against this wall and in the studio here. I actually just came across this morning a video that I'm sure one of you guys watching this put it together. I just want to say thanks. It's a vocal range video for stuff I've recorded over the years. I have been blessed with a great including 2020, the year that it's been, a great 16-year career. And I've been a part of some great music, and it's been just a great blessing to be able to do this. And not by me or anything that I can do. Just so you all know, I was actually studying to be an accountant. Having a tough time today, and I was going to go into the accounting world, and I just happened to start singing in gospel music with a quartet, and now here I am 16 years later. I'm still doing it. The sun is great today. It's a beautiful day, but it's getting a little bit on the video, but I hope you guys will get something from this content. Okay, so one of the comments, as I was reading through the comments on the vocal range video, again, thank you for your time and effort. That had to be hours and hours and hours of work. So you're a rock star, whoever put that together. That's a great video. Well done, guys. So one of the comments on the video said, my talking voice does not sound like I can sing very low. Basically that was the gist of what it was saying. And I get that a lot on the road when folks come up to the merchandise table at the end of the night, or I'm talking with somebody at a concert after we've sang, and they're like, wow, you don't talk anything like the way you sound when you sing. And so here's the reason for that. So when I first started singing, I was 21, and I asked a vocal coach, said, hey, and he may have given me bad advice. I have told you all before, I am not a vocal coach. I'm not a voice student. I never took voice lessons. I didn't go to school for music or vocal. Literally, I was in business college and wanted to go corporate America, business world, active in my church, that type of thing. And I'd always sang bass since my voice changed, and I just ended up being able to make a career out of it. So this vocal coach said to me, I asked him, give me tip for a new bass singer, a young guy. What's your best tip? And we were at a concert, and he was traveling with another group at the time. And he said, talk above the scrub in your voice. That's what he said. That was the words he used. And I was like, what does that mean? So as I was asking him questions about it, and I started thinking about that, I was like, what exactly is that? So what I took that to mean, what my understanding from that conversation was this: talk in that upper register. So a lot of times when I talk, I am placing, when I'm talking, it's taking more effort for me to talk than what would be more relaxing, more comfortable for me to do. So I started back then trying to talk higher, or almost like place my talking voice higher than what is more relaxed and comfortable. And this is what the way I talk now is just how I talk. But let me give you an example. Talking down here, this is far, far, far more comfortable, more relaxing. I don't have to put any effort into it. I don't have to try to talk above a crowd. I don't have to, I just don't have to put any effort. This is more relaxing. This is more comfortable for me. And when I'm talking like this is harder to hear what I'm saying in a conversation with somebody, especially if we're at a concert, especially if I'm in a large room where there's lots of people talking. This right here does not take any effort. This right here is how I would prefer to talk every day. This is how I would like to be able to talk all the time. You know, some guys, they talk down here all the time. They're all the time talking down here. Appreciate you guys watching these videos. This is a wonderful resource for folks to be able to come and learn about bass singing. Some guys talk down there all the time. But this right here, this tone, this placement, this is where I am most relaxed and most comfortable talking. Now, talking up here, I can project. I can be able to get my tone to be able to be heard if I'm talking with a group of people standing around, and I'm talking above what is the scrub in my voice, the way I understood what he was saying. So this down here is way more comfortable. It's more chest. It's more just, I can feel my chest vibrating as I'm talking here. It's just, this is more relaxing to me. This down here is what is more of a tone that I hear a lot of guys in gospel music talk like. They want to talk down here all the time. This is where I would prefer to talk, but this is where I talk. So you guys can hear and clearly understand what I'm saying. I hope that it doesn't, I'm sure for some guys watching this, they're like, what? That doesn't make any sense. All I'm saying is that for talking for me, when I started at 21, my understanding from that vocal coach, when he said, talk above the scrub in your voice, is then how I started trying to talk, to be able to be heard in a conversation in a room with other people, and to be able to project a little bit with volume. And the other thing he said about that was that my voice would last longer and I would have a longer career singing if I were to do that. So that's what I started doing at that point. And now, 16 years later, this is just how I talk. This is more comfortable for me. This is where I would rather be talking all the time. And this down here, there's even a lot of guys. There's even a lot of guys in gospel music that try to talk like this all the time. They talk to you like this, green. You heard the green stuff on here before. So anyways, that is a little bit of background on me, the way I talk, kind of why I talk that way. You know, when I'm doing interviews with other artists, you know, I feel like, now you guys watching, you may have some tips for how to project when I'm talking down here like this. Maybe you guys know how you can project that volume talking more in a range like this all the time. But I'm not for sure how to do that. Someone that has more training, vocal tips, exercises, more schooling, more understanding on the voice may be able to explain that to me, and that would be great. But I just wanted to give you guys a little background on that. And I just wanted to say again, thank you for putting that video together. I am amazed at your guys' passion and your love for bass singing. And I believe that bass singing is an art, and there are not, as you guys know, there are not a whole lot of guys that are doing it, can do it, or will take the time to learn how to do it. And so this is an art that we have to keep alive, that we have to keep going. You know, in Christian music, it used to only be that what they now call Southern gospel. It used to just be called gospel music, but then they changed the name a few decades ago to Southern gospel music. And that used to be just male quartets everywhere, bass singers everywhere, and not so much anymore. Even in what we now call Southern gospel music, there's a lot of mixed groups, a lot of family groups, a lot of trios, a lot of groups not using bass singers. But in Christian music, you don't ever hear bass singers. In like contemporary Christian music, stuff like that, you don't ever hear any bass singers. Choirs in school and stuff there's a lot of schools that have dropped funding for fine arts, and so there's a lot of bass singers just in that SATB world, that choral world, that aren't singing anymore. And so you have very limited genres where bass singers are utilized, and so that's something that we have to keep going. So I appreciate your guys' passion and your love for it. If you like the It's a Bass Thing gear, I've got my heather gray hoodie on today. This thing is so comfortable. There'll be a link in the description. You can go check. I got It's a Bass Thing. I also got Bass Singing is My Superpower stuff on there as well you can grab. So some cool bass gear for those guys that like bass singing. A lot of people ask me all the time, oh, so you're a bass fisherman? No, that's why it has the bass clef and the musical notes on there, because it's a bass thing. If I were a bass fisherman, that would be a hook. So anyways, you guys are awesome. I'm going to try to keep doing content for y'all, and I hope that you love what we're doing here at Bass Singing Central and the music videos and all the stuff that I got going on. So God bless you all, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Really appreciate you guys all the time, always in here in this video. But this is more comfortable and relaxing for me to talk in this tone with this placement. Not so much up here, but you can hear better up here. Take care. See ya.